Hey everybody, it's Helen Birch here. For those who don't know me, I am a clinical hypnotherapist and a sex and relationship expert. So in today's video, I just want to talk about how erectile dysfunction can be treated. And most men experience times in their life when they're unable to get an erection, even if it's not something that they're keen to discuss openly. Sometimes it can just be the odd time when you're overtired, stressed, or perhaps you might have had too much to drink. Sometimes it can happen for a longer period, perhaps due to ongoing pressures at work, or if you're having relationship problems. There are also a variety of medical conditions that can contribute, such as diabetes and side effects from certain medications. So if you've had recurring issues of erectile dysfunction, then it is of course important to get checked out by the doctor. And you're much more likely to have a strong, healthy sex drive throughout your life if you can eat healthily and take regular exercise. So it can also be a good idea to take a look at your lifestyle too and just decide if there are any ways that you need to start taking better care of your health. But as well as these physical factors, there are common psychological patterns that can lead to erection dysfunction or triggers that have been set off by medical causes, and it's called performance anxiety. The feeling of pressure, worry or anxiety about whether you're going to be able to get an erection can actually interfere with your sexual responsiveness as far as your body is concerned. If you're anxious, this is a sign that there could be real physical danger or a time of emergency. All bodily functions that are not about immediate survival, like digestion and sex drive, are put on hold. Unfortunately, just a few experiences of feeling anxious and not getting an erection can turn into a repeating pattern. In your mind, sex becomes associated with pressure and anxiety, which in turn keeps interfering with your sexual responsiveness. It becomes a vicious cycle, and it is this type of performance anxiety that hypnosis is excellent at treating, as erection is a spontaneous, unconscious response, and it's not something that you can consciously control. So it's not your fault that these incidents of impotence happened in the past any more than it's your fault when your stomach rumbles or if you blush. However, through powerful hypnotic suggestions, you can retrain your unconscious mind to associate sex with feelings of comfort and safety. So you can allow the natural build-up of desire and passion to flow through and during your intimacy. During and after sessions, you'll start to notice that you'll feel spontaneously more at ease again during sex, and you reconnect with your natural sexual responsiveness and give both yourself and your partner, if you had one, time to get properly aroused, free from that old pressure and anxiety. So I just want to talk now just a little bit more about overcoming sexual performance anxiety. So nearly all men feel a little nervous around sex occasionally. Sex can be a very important part of a relationship, and it can also be an important part of your own identity. So it is understandable that people sometimes put pressure on themselves around sex. What's more, we also have unrealistic expectations of what sex is, and men tend to put themselves under pressure and associate sex with what it means to be a man. So when sex is portrayed in films and on TV shows, there is an implicit message that to be a real man, you really need to be constantly energized and constantly going for it, regardless of the state of the relationship or the sexual experience and skills of the other person that you're with. And this also gives the cultural belief that a man is only a man when they are successful in the bedroom and during sex. But both men and women have doubts, insecurities, and emotional needs. And the sex works best when all partners feel comfortable and at ease with each other. one thing that can be helpful to overcome anxiety around sex is to talk things through with your partner or partners so that you can both give each other permission to go slowly, taking away a sense of pressure to perform. The sexual performance anxiety can also become a conditioned automatic pattern where you've come to associate any form of sexual intimacy with feelings of tension, discomfort, and pressure. So let's just talk about fear and anxiety for a moment. So fear itself is a vital protective function for human beings. In life-threatening situations, your body immediately goes into fight or flight mode, and this gives you the energy to rapidly take action so that you can protect yourself from the threat or escape a dangerous situation, such as being confronted with a lion in the wild. And by doing this, your sexual responsiveness is switched off. Like, such as, sorry, lost my train of thought then. So your sexual responsiveness is supposed to be switched off. In fact, during highly fearful times, many functions that are not essential for dealing with the immediate threat get switched off. For example, people get drying mouths when they're afraid because the system is actually putting aside the digestive responses which are not needed for fight or flight when you are faced with a potentially life-threatening situation. And while fear relates to an immediate threat in your environment, anxiety is all about your expectations. So you believe that something fearful might happen in the future. Anxiety is processed through the imagination, whereas fear is a response to an actual situation. And the more we repeatedly imagine something that's scary, the more likely we are to experience the actual situation with fear. So if you're putting excessive pressure on yourself to perform during sex and you've been anxiously imagining sexual experiences going badly, then you have developed an unconscious association between sexual intimacy and the fear response. And this means that you need to take steps to recondition your instinctive response so that you can naturally associate sex with enjoyment, pleasure, and flow. So if you would like to ask me any questions, please leave some comments or just get in touch with me. And you can also book a free consultation call with the link below. Thank you. Bye.